Hey, this is Kristen Greger from Petal and Glass Photography, and I'm going to settle this one for you instead of you guys puzzling this one over for the next several months as you plan for your wedding. Should you do a first look? Let me lay out all the considerations, and by the end of it, hopefully you'll know which one of these couples you are. So you should do a first look if you really want to spend more time with your family and friends at the reception. So if we have our ceremony at one time and then we've got the reception immediately following, there's going to be an hour and a half where you guys are going to be with me doing portraits in that time while your guests are going and enjoying the reception. You've got portraits of the two of you, of your bridal party, of your family. So all of that is happening in that one little cocktail hour sized bite of time. So if you want to be there with your guest, wandering around and having fun, then probably you should be doing a first look. So again, reception venues who, if you're getting your ceremony there and your reception is there, you will not have time flexibility. Your ceremony is going to be, they'll allot you a half hour for your ceremony, and then immediately following will be the start of your reception. So couples who have both of those things at the same place don't have the sort of time flexibility to stretch it out like some other people will. So again, those couples tend to want to do first looks. Now, another thing to consider is that your family and friends will be with you all day, and they'll probably be tired and wanting to relax and enjoy themselves. So couples who want to do first looks are also couples who feel like they just want their family and friends to be done with portraits even before the ceremony starts, so that immediately afterward they can go right to the reception and enjoy themselves. Now, another consideration that a lot of couples don't even think about is whether or not you will be a nervous ball of anxiety on your wedding day. Those couples should definitely do a first look. I've worked with a lot of couples who were a total mess before the ceremony, and as a result, they were just, had a very stressful morning. But if you guys are doing portraits ahead of time, it just is like a stress relief valve. You'll be able to be with each other, and it'll just be like, you can go through the rest of your day feeling more relaxed. So couples, again, who are feeling like they might be anxious, nervous, should probably see each other before the ceremony. Another seldom thought about consideration is that your hair and makeup will probably look a little fresher at the beginning of the day than it will at the after your ceremony. So again, if that's something that you care about, that might be a consideration that you make. Now, all that said, people who should not do a first look. So people who really care about that big church entrance where everybody sees them for the first time, they usually don't do first looks. So your groom sees you for the first time, but also your whole bridal party and your family, because you're not doing those portraits before the ceremony. So that's something to consider if that big reveal is a big deal to you guys. Also, if your significant other is really wanting the surprise factor in the ceremony, then you probably shouldn't do a first look. I will say that couples who do a first look and then, obviously see each other walking down the aisle, there's still a really emotional thing either way. But I know that was the case for my husband too. He was very, we can't do a first look. I want to see you coming down the aisle. And sometimes you just got to respect that and make it work other ways. So with that, if you have your ceremony at one place and your reception venues at another, you might have some time flexibility to just schedule in a bit of extra time to make the day go a little bit smoother. Now, if you, like me, again, are doing your reception as at a different place than your ceremony and you really want pictures at your reception, you'll probably not want to do a first look because you'll want to save yourself from driving back and forth to the reception at the beginning of the day. That is the case for a lot of couples, and people who do that, again, they just schedule in a little bit of extra time and then we make it work. I hope this was helpful for you guys in determining whether or not you should do a first look. I have to say, first looks are super practical and convenient. That's why most couples choose to do them. It is a nice little special moment between the two of you too, so it can be very sweet, and I love that about first looks too. But I think for a lot of couples, it just boils down to practicality and convenience. So, That said, I've seen it work both ways. I've seen very relaxed, stress-free weddings that have a first look, don't have a first look. It just comes down to proper consideration of time and planning. So if you have any questions about planning your wedding day timeline or more questions about first looks, I'd love to hear from you guys. And thanks again for watching.